Hey y'all. So today we are moving on to Proverbs 31:17. And I have just been so encouraged in what the Father promises us as women and who we are called and designed to be. And I know so many times, I don't know about you, but me, in looking in the Bible, I'm like, there's so many more men, great men of faith that are mentioned in the Word than there are women, which, those were times and seasons, and that's just the way it was. But this chapter is devoted to praising this woman. And we see what the virtuous mighty woman of strength and valor looks like and what she did. And this was not an uncommon woman. I read in some commentary, and if I've already said it, I apologize for that, but this was just really, really cool, that it was tradition that the men would sing this song. They would sing it as a song over in praise of their wives, these virtuous women. And I thought that was just a really cool thing. And then I thought about Dustin, who probably is listening to this, singing this about me. And that's what we want. We want to be this virtuous woman of strength and mighty valor who God designed us to be. And the beautiful thing about that is that our strengths all look different. There is not one strong, mighty woman of valor. The strength and the abilities that He has put within us look differently, so that together and collectively we reflect that beautiful side of the Father, because that's of course what we were designed and created to do, was to be a reflection of Him. And so verse 17, I could go on and talk about that for a while, but it says, she girds herself with strength, spiritual, mental, and physical fitness for her God-given tasks, and makes her arms strong and firm. She girds her loins with strength and strengthens her arms, is the King James Version. So the first thing that I want to pull out here is its God-given tasks. And we talked about that earlier on. I believe it was from verse 16. Expanding prudently and not courting neglect in her present duties by assuming other duties, so that we gird ourselves with strength for our God-given tasks. And so, again, talking about that right yes and that right no, and what we say yes and no to, knowing that what we commit to is part of our purpose and our destiny, and it is a God-given task. So if it's a God-given task and it's something that He has called and ordained us to do, then there is also God-given strength for the God-given task. But we have to get that strength, right? We have to acquire that strength. We have to build muscle. Oh, we'll probably talk about that side of it tomorrow. But it's a God-given task. So we gird ourselves with strength. When we talk about gird, that's not a word that we use much these days, but in Ephesians, when we talked about the armor of God, it uses that same phrase. So if we go to Ephesians chapter 6, let's see. Verse 14, it says, stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, girding ourselves with truth. And we talked about the importance of that truth and why it's first and all those things. And that is binding truth to ourselves, that it be so tight and that it be so around us that it doesn't fall off. And in the same way that we gird ourselves, we wrap ourselves with strength for the God-given task. And we're going to dig into this language a little bit more tomorrow. I will see you then. Bye, y'all.